With the COVID-19 pandemic still at large, everything is at a standstill as days turn into months of uncertainty. Filipinos throughout the country struggle to keep themselves afloat. In these trying times, we are called to come together as one, to thrive amidst the challenges that we face. Malayan College's Laguna is steadfast in its efforts to continue surpassing the limits brought about by the situation, dedicating ourselves anew to provide a safe learning environment that would transform our students into globally competitive professionals, even in the most trying of times. Malayan College's Laguna, lighting the way to surpassing the new normal.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's session of Viewpoints. We're going to focus our session for today about the maritime education in the new normal. So for today, we have here the Dean of the College of Maritime Education and Training. So we have Dean Edgardo Gigento to discuss things about maritime education. So sir, are you ready to discuss things about the new normal in your college?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so sir,
Thank you, ma'am, Natalie. Good morning to all. Good morning to those parents and students around. Before I'm going to introduce our program, our college, I want also to introduce the team other than the Corpcom. With me in the team is Captain Armando Ternida, our program chair for the BS Marine Transportation, an experienced professor and also a well-experienced master mariner on board the European vessels and had been so many years at sea. Then we have also the program chair of the marine engineering. We have Chief Engineer Sanyano, who had been also an educator for so many years and also an experienced chief engineer on board. And we have also Chief Mate Dumoran, one of our instructors, who are also joining us today. And some of the we call it CMET, no? The College of Maritime Education and Training, who are also joining with me. And some staff in the office who are also listening. So good morning again. The College of Maritime Education of the Malayan Colleges in Laguna is actually, the name is Mapua-PTC, College of Maritime Education and Training. So Mapua is, we know what is Mapua. It's a very prestigious maritime engineering school in the country. And then in 2008, we have a collaboration with one of the biggest shipping company in the Philippines, the Philippine Transmarine Career. So during that time, the two ambassadors, the owner of Mapua, Ambassador Yuchenko, and the owner of Philippine Transmarine Career, who is also Ambassador Salinas, they collaborate with each other to open a maritime school, wherein the objective is to produce the high caliber, world-class seafarers and future officers. They call it the professional officers in the future. So the College of Maritime, or the Mapua-PTC College of Maritime, was a creation between the two prestigious company, and as I said, the purpose is really to produce a world-class seafarer. Now in the College of Maritime, we have actually three courses offered. So we have the Bachelor of Science in Marine Transportation. We have also the Bachelor of Science in Marine Engineering. And we are one of the 9 schools or 10 schools that were granted the permit by the Commission on Higher Education to open the bridging program. This is the Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, or BS Electronics Engineering or Electrical Engineering. If you want to go to become a marine engineering, you can enroll in our bridging program. Presently, we are the only school in NCR and South Luzon to have this bridging program. And some of the schools are located in different regions. And we will be having also some scholarship that will be granted by OWA for this bridging program. What is this bridging program? No? I want to expand a little bit about this because we are producing mechanical and electronics engineering and electrical engineering. So when the CMO for the bridging program was open, we applied because we believe that we can produce additional marine engineering through this program. No? It's called the bridging program because we are going to bridge the mechanical engineering into the electronics engineering to the marine engineering. There was a time in the shipping companies wherein there is a shortage of marine engineering. So what the government has done is to open this courses and also to give opportunities to those mechanical and electronics engineers who have been practicing as seafarers but doesn't have the opportunity to become a chief engineer or a marine officer, a marine engine officer. So this program is the bridge for them to become a future marine engine officer. For the marine transportation, or we call this the VS Marine Transportation, this is the maritime program wherein it covers the mandatory educational training for the officer in charge in the navigational watch required under the regulation 2/1 of the STCW, the standards training, certification and watch keeping. There was one parent who asked if Malayan Colleges Laguna is certified under IMO. The International Maritime Organization is a United Nations agency, and one of the conventions that was done by the International Maritime Organization is the standards of training and certification and watch keeping for the officers. No? So there is a certain standard that is required. So Malayan Colleges is fully compliant with this requirement. Okay. So the Bachelor of Science in Marine Transportation is actually, this is the program wherein you're going to become a future master mariner. By the way, I'm also a master, marine deck officers. I have about 20 years of sailing before I decided to become an educator. So I have my PhD because I considered that when I don't want to go on board, I have to continue my profession in educational field. So, but I had been as a seafarer for almost 20 years in the different shipping company, Japanese and European company. Same with my companion also in the College of Maritime Education. So we are deck officers, and when you graduated your Bachelor of Science in Marine Transportation, you have to undergo 3 years of classroom instruction, and then you will be going to board for another year to qualify for your BS degree, and then you can take the board examination. The focus of this program is more on seamanship, navigation, ship business, meteorology, and maritime laws. If you observe, we are the curriculum of the BS Marine Transportation does not only focus on the skills on board practice, but also in the land-based practice. If you go to almost 500 shipping and marine companies in the Philippines, you will observe that the top persons or the top management of this shipping and marine company, these are people who have been marine officers, usually mga captain, mga chief engineers, chief officers, who had a very long experience. Because practically, the marine transportation and marine engineering is not only trained to become a practicing seafarers. Nowadays, in the modern seafaring and the modern maritime profession, they are also trained to become executive. They will become also the drawing manager. They will become the vice president of operations or the technical superintendent, surveyor, and so forth. Okay. So when you are going to take the BS Marine Transportation, you can become a marine deck officer. You can work in the shipping company. You can also work in marine insurance companies. You can also work in the maritime regulatory authorities. Yesterday, I attended the CHED Marina meetings. We have a workshop yesterday. And, you know, the Maritime Industry Authority, the OIC of the STCW office is requesting the group if they can recommend at least 6 marine officers who will join the group to become a technical evaluator of the Maritime Industry Authority. The same also with the Commission on Higher Education. So the job of the marine transportation does not limit on the seaboard practice. You can also work in the marine regulatory authorities. you can become an educator like us. You can also work in a training center or in other academic field. No? Yeah, there are various fields, even in the Philippine Ports Authority and so forth. You can also work in the recruitment agency as growing manager, and then development officer, and so forth and so forth. And then you can also work in, as I said, in the Philippine Ports Authority. You can become a pilot. You can become a technical person in the operation of the port, in the operation of the ships. Okay, and then if you really want to become a naval officer, you can apply also in the Philippine Navy, the Philippine Coast Guard, or the Maritime Command. So there are various fields that can accommodate the BS Marine Transportation graduate, not only on actual practice. You know, in the modern life now, the seafarer, you know, we taught our students the balance and more successful approach in the profession is that when you balance yourself in your practice as a professional on board and also your family life, because of the very short contract nowadays na officers will only be having a 3 months contract, 6 months contract, or 9 months contract. So you can work on board for 6 months and you can also work for 3 months in a school, a training center, or maybe working in a shipping company. Okay, so I believe that our parents will be dreaming to look at their sons or daughters to have that 4 bars in their shoulders. No? When I was a young guy, my father, who is also a seafarer, because I came from the province of seafaring, of seafarers in Iloilo. So in our place, 60-70% of the graduates in high school usually taught the marine profession. So sabi ng isang classmate ko, bulag lang daw at pilay sa kanilang barangay ang hindi nagma-maritime. That's in the province of Iloilo. Okay? So when your son will, or your daughter will become a captain, so he will be having that 4 bars. No? Okay, so I believe that it's really as a prestige, it's an honor that your son will not be only working in the domestic field, but you can also, they can be also employed in international ships. No? So another program that we have is the Bachelor of Science in Marine Engineering. Before, when I was young, we were discouraged to take this marine engineering course. But you know, in the present and the modern organization and the modern practice on board, marine engineering is more advantageous compared to the BSMD. My father is a marine engineer. No? We are a family of seafarers. So my brothers are marine engineer and my father is a marine engineer. And I'm the only one who taught the BSMT because I'm not really fan of working on engines. But nowadays, to work as a marine engineer, the motorship is different. Malinis na yung makina, hindi na kagaya ng unang panahon. There are even vessels who have remote control. We call that cabin control. There's no need for you to go down to the engine room. But you're going to have your watch on your cabin. So that's the modern marine engineering practice on board ship. So it is not disadvantageous to be a marine engineer because you will be working on engine because the modern types of vessels are quite clean compared to the previous, to the old ships. And you know, most of the ship owners nowadays, they prefer to have new ships compared rather than old ships. So yung mga company, 5 years na, ang barko, to mga 8 years, binibenta na nila yun, pinapalitan, kaya yung bagong mga barko natin ngayon, mga bago, no? They are run by modern engines and with this modern engines, malinis na yung makina, malinis na makina, malinis na trabaho, more ka na lang doon sa engine room. Okay, so marine engineering is more on marine propulsion system, operation and maintenance, controlling, and also about electricity and so forth. Medyo mataas lang kunti ang mathematics ng marine engineering compared to MT. But you know, another advantages of marine engineering because even though the field of employment is almost the same with the marine, with the BSMT, but the advantages of having a marine engineering program is that you can put up your own shop, you can put up your own company, you can put up your engineering. Just like may mga kasama ko dati, put up sila ng kanilang engineering company, which is different from the BSNP. This is the skills and competence of the marine engineering, which is different from MP. So may advantage sila, may plus factors like compared to BSNP. Same with marine transportation. Being a graduate of marine engineering, you can also become a merchant marine engine officer. So pag anything ka deck ang tawag, sa taas ka, pag transport engine engineer ka, tawag sa iyo, merchant marine engine officer. So you can also work in a shipping company, you can work also in insurance companies, you can also work in the Maritime Industry Authority. The same opportunities, and you can also go to the military. You can go to the Philippine Navy, you can go to the Coast Guard, and you can also go to the Maritime Command, no, as police. So there are various fields that is employable for a graduate of marine engineering. Nowadays, no, you look at the picture. No, I think there was a picture that is being put in the PowerPoint presentation natin. Wherein most of the marine officers now are younger student, compared natin sa mga previous years. Most of the shipping companies, especially European vessels now, and Japanese vessels or Japanese company or European company, they preferred young officers on board. No, may medyo may age limit na ngayon sa barko because, this is, ito yung panahon ng computerization. Ang mga barko ngayon, computerized na. During our time, we have to use sextant to check the position of the ship when we are in the open sea, in the Pacific, in the Atlantic nowadays. What you're going to do is just to look at the GPS. No? Titingnan mo lang yung global positioning system. Nakikita mo na yung position mo. There are even officers who doesn't even handle or doesn't have even the opportunity to use the sextant to check the position. We are also paperless on board, even though we are still using the map, but we have now the electronic charts. So modern talaga. So what most of the owners now prefer young officers on board, no? Because of this advanced technology that are now being adopted on board, both in the engine and deck. So when I was working in a shipping company, a German company, when I was a cadet development manager, recruiting 256 cadets in the whole country, we produce young second engineer at the age of 26. The youngest captain that we have produced is 30-year-old, a graduate of one school in the south. Very young captain at the age of 30. He's not only a licensed officer, but he commanded the ship at the age of 30. The same also with the chief engineer. We produced the youngest chief engineer in my previous company. And we, in our partner company, the Philippine Transmarine Career, our graduates are now, our youngest chief engineer is 29-year-old, and our youngest captain now is about 28 years old. We have already produced these very young cadets, no? Because competency-wise, skillful-wise, they are more better compared to the old traditional officers on board. So most companies now prefer these young guys, no, to man the ships on board because of the advanced technology that is being adopted or being used on board. Okay, so this is the work of the marine engineer. As I said, hindi na trabaho na mahirap, hindi na marumi, kundi more on paperwork. Kaya nga sabi nila ngayon, ang barko hindi na yung talagang trabaho yung sa makina or talagang marumi, because you are more on the paperwork, you are more on the business. Because being an officer on board, being a captain, a chief engineer, or an officer on board, you are now representing the interest of the owner. It is more on business because of the technology. Hindi mo na kailangan maggamit ng mga sextant yan or other equipment. You can only check the modern equipment installed on board. So you are running the ship more on business. That is why when you have a very good experience on board, you can be assigned on the shore base. Okay? You can be assigned on the shore base. Okay. So the shipping and shippers actually is the bridge of the commerce on board ship. The bridge of the commerce around the world. Sabi nga nila, pag walang barko, pag walang shipper, wala talagang, walang trade ang bawat country. No? We are actually, kami ang nagtumutulay, ang mga shippers ang tumutulay ng economy ng buong mundo. Because 90% of the goods that is being transported is through the ship or through the sea. No? So pag walang barko, wala ring seafarer. Pag walang seafarer, wala ring barko. So that's the advantage, no? Because 75% of the world is covered by water, so usually this whole profession will never be out of the practice, because as long as there is a water, there is an ocean, the seafarer will continue its profession. Okay. So nowadays, shipping is an important source of employment, and because of this, the Philippines still maintain its status to become to maintain status to be the seafaring capital of the world. Presently, we have about 600,000 registered seafarers. With this, ang sabi ko kanina, ang ating mga seafarers tumatanda, so they need a replacement on board. So, new breed of cadets will be recruited. No? More cadets will be recruited. There are actually different countries who try to overthrow the Philippines into that that status. But unluckily, China, Indonesia, and other Myanmar and other countries failed to overtake us. Still, we maintain that status. Why? Because the Filipino are hardworking people. We are competent. Now, we are professionally qualified. We have a very good educational training and background. So, still, the Philippines maintain its status to be the seafaring capital of the world. Okay. Now, because of the situation that we have now in this pandemic, what we are doing? For the past trimester, third trimester, what we did is to train our faculty. In the College of Maritime, what we did, we have the two types of faculty. The first type of faculty are the faculty that doesn't want to go on board. Hindi naman retirees actually, but those faculty who really stabilize their yung financial nila, who stay with us. The other type of faculty that we have are those seafarers who are still practicing. These are on and off faculty because we want to input to our curriculum or sinabay what the actual practice on board. And this also faculty are the group of faculties of our graduates. Marami kaming graduates ngayon na nag-on and off kasi 3 months lang trimester. So ang ating mga graduates, mga scholars natin na gustong sumakay, at pagkatapos nilang sumakay for 4 months or 6 months, they inform us that they want to teach for 3 months, spending time with their family, earning something. So, dalawang type of faculty that we have. So, what is the point here? Because of these two types of faculty that we have, we don't have any difficulty in training them because the advanced technology is already adapted on board, computerized. So, training them to deliver the education. And we're lucky to have a very good program chairs. We have Captain Ternita, who has been here for so many years. We have also Chief Engineer Sanjan, who has been a dean and practice, had been also with us for so many years also. So they are being trained. So what we did is that when we hire faculty and we have this faculty who are on and off and faculty who are with us, it is easy for them to be trained. But Malayan Colleges Laguna had been adopting the Blackboard Learn, the platform even before the pandemic. So it is not new to us. This approach in the online is not new to the College of Maritime and to the whole Malayan Colleges Laguna because we had been doing this. Pag may holidays, may mga special event, cancellation classes because of the weather condition and other declaration of the government or local government, we are using the Blackboard Learn. So there is no problem for us. The learning management system had been with us since 2016. So other than this, we have also learning materials like Coursera, Widely, and so many other additional learning sources that is provided to our students. We have also the TERP. And this TERP is the Norwegian and the Philippine collaboration, yung mga libros na gina-produce sila sa BSMT that will be provided to our students. So this is an online books. It is not in the library, but it is an online books that will be provided to our students. So because another reason that we don't have any problem with the delivery of our learning materials and our education to our students and training because we have also our partner company, the Philippine Transmarine Career, no? Who is also giving an inputs to us on how to develop, especially the expectation of the mining companies from the different principals or ship owners that is under the umbrella of PTC. So, I believe that I have talked a lot, and I think I need to ask some questions, or maybe to answer some questions, if there are questions, please.
Hi, sir. So, thank you so much po sa presentation. So, sir, may question po tayo dito. Nakabukod po ba ang building ng CMET department sa ibang department?
We are lucky, actually, to have this. Our office is located to the new building, together with, we are located on the third floor. We are close to the College of Arts because the school has already adopted a one-year staff shop that the different departments and colleges who have collaboration in different courses should be in one area. So we are located near the College of Arts, the College of Information Science, CCIS, and also located near the Office of the Student Services and Guidance Office, located in the new building, the Einstein Building in the third floor.
So, sir, hindi po to question from the audience, but every viewpoint session, somehow tinatanong po namin po sa mga deans or program chairs that, who are joining us. So, ano po kaya yung advice or advices that you can give to future or aspiring seafarers?
Modesty aside, I don't want also na mukhang mayabang approach natin. I think you are one of the, if you're going to enroll with us, you will be one of the luckiest maritime applicant that will going to enroll in one of the considered one of the most prestigious schools. Pasensya na, medyo magyabang konti. I will going to enumerate the advantage if you are the advantages when you are going to enroll in our college. The CMET, the College of Maritime Education and Training of the Malayan Colleges Laguna, Mapua School, is recognized by the CHED, Maritime Industry Authority. According to Marina CHED, I am not the one who said saying this, but every time they went to our school, they said that the auditors, that we are considered one of the top maritime schools in the country. That is what they said. That is not my word, but they always say that. We are also accredited by the Dutch North Veritas, the DNV, and German Shared Lloyd, no? So DNV, GL. You know, when you are going to ask a maritime school, one of the things that you have to understand is that who are the accrediting body that accredit the school. Pag sinabi mo maritime education in the whole world, ang sagot ka agad DNV. This is a Norwegian accrediting agency, so it is quite expensive. But we are accredited by the Dutch North Veritas, the DNB. Nag-merge ngayon ang German Shared Lloyd at saka DNB. So, nag-combine ang German company at saka German Shared DNB to accredit the maritime school. So, pag sinabing maritime school, ang nag-accredit DNB, talagang mataas ang level ng standard ng education. Then, our curricula is compliant to the maritime STCW requirement, no? Sinabi ko kanina, yung International Maritime Organization, Standards of Training, Certification, and Watchkeeping. Fully compliant tayo. Next, the college is also one of the schools that is being recognized. Now, there was a time 2 years ago when Maritime Industry Authority take over the supervision of the maritime education and training in the Philippines. The maritime education was before governed by the Commission on Higher Education. So because of the requirement of the International Maritime Organization that there will be a single administration or single agency that will go to supervise the implementation, especially as I said, the Philippines is the seafaring capital of the world. So ang ginawa nila, schools were the first recognized as considered nila na officer schools. The rest of the schools were closed, some filed for closure. So 23 schools lang ang unang binigyan ng recognition. And one of the schools that were recognized is the MCL, Malayan Colleges Laguna, College of Maritime Education. Both our MT and MAR-A is recognized during that time. So ang iba, binigyan ng show cause order, but we maintain our standard. Another one is that we are the only maritime school in the country who is recognized by the Belgian Maritime Inspectorate. We are the only school in the whole country and the only school in Asia. Okay, and the second maritime school in the world to have this recognition. What is the Belgian Maritime Inspectorate? You know, I am a member of the board of Philippine Association Maritime Education o Maritime Institutions. Ang sabi ng mga owners na kasama ko sa board, alam mo, din, gusto namin talaga, naiingit kami sa inyo, kayo lang school na talaga may maritime accreditation from European company. Sabi ko nga, it is actually the initiative of the administration in collaboration with PTC that we have this recognition. Sabi niya, kasi what is the reason that, anong advantage ng Belgian Maritime Inspectorate? There was a time, and there will be a future scenario that will arrive, that will going to happen in the country. That there was a time that our recognition in the IMO, ang whitelist natin, status was almost done, no? Kamunting na tayo madilis. So, ang ginawa ng Maliang Colleges Laguna at saka ng PTC, kasi baka mangyari na yung mga pag nawala kasi ma'am ikaw sa whitelist, ang ibig sabihin ng whitelist, listahan ito sa International Maritime Organization in London, na ang school na hindi recognized sa whitelist will not be accepted by the European companies. At saka will not be accepted on board yung mga graduates. So ginawa ng Maliang Colleges Laguna at PTC, ni-recognize sa Belgian. Belgium is one of the European Union member. So ang nangyari nito, nung nabigyan kami ng recognition ng 2014, ang lahat ng graduate ng Malayan graduate ng CMET was assured that in case the Philippines will not be on the whitelist or madiles to mawala sa whitelist, the only school that will be allowed to board a European vessel is the Malayan graduates. So, ang aming mga graduates, hanggang ngayon, no, actually, we have a visit last November, and in-extend ng Belgian ng 5 years. Binisit ng Belgian ng 5 years ang aming accreditation. The accreditation does not limit only to the graduates of as cadet. Itong accreditation na ito reach up to the level of being a master and chief engineer. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Pag ikaw graduate ng Malian at graduate ka, ang diploma mo is distinct and different talaga compared sa ibang school kasi may tatak na Belgian. So pag ang graduate ng Malian graduates, pag nag-apply sa European vessels, kung example na wala yung recognition ng Philippines sa whitelist, still, ma-accept nila kasi ang Belgium is one of the European Union. So, hindi pwedeng hindi nila tanggapin. So, ito naman, yung kanilang license, pag kumuha sila sa third mate, second mate, chief mate, officer in charge of the navigational watch, kung tawagin ngayon, hanggang kapitan, or sa fourth engineer, third engineer, second engineer, fourth chief engineer, ipo-convert lang nila sa Belgian license. So, regardless na mawala pa yung Philippines sa whitelist, still our graduates will be assured to be accepted by the European flags. Remember, ang pinakamaraming barko na sinasakyan ng mga Pilipino are European flag vessels. And most of these are members of the European Union. So, CMET is the only school in the Philippines recognized by the Belgian Maritime Inspectorate. One of the schools in the Philippines. Actually, 5 lang ang schools nito na may tie-up na sariling company. No? May sariling company siya. No? Ibig sabihin, as long as ang bata, yung mga estudyante namin, sumusunod lang sa dapat na itinuturo namin na kailangan maintain niya yung health niya. Pangalawa, kailangan mag-aral ng mabuti lang kasi siyempre, ang manning company in the Philippines, I'm working in the shipping company before, hindi naman lang nagde-decide manning. It's the owner. So, kailangan talaga, they have to maintain a certain grade. Hindi naman talaga mataas. Kasi kailangan din may attitude, magaling ang attitude ng bata. So, we are one of the 5 schools, no? We have 5 schools in the Philippines. Actually, ma'am, modestly aside, yesterday, I recommended may isang German company, yung Düsseldorf, one of the oldest and one of the biggest shipping company in Germany. Nandun na yung documents natin for MOA. So, this German company will be assigning a MOA with us, in addition to PTC, that they will going to recruit cadets. No, first year pa lang kukunin na nila, training na nila, i-reserve na nila on their North career, no? One of the biggest European company in Germany. No? Okay? Then, we have also highly qualified, experienced administrators also, faculty, no? And we have fully acquired the latest state-of-the-art equipment and facilities in our college, ma'am. Other than the high caliber of faculty that we have, karamihan dito mga taga-UP, karamihan dito mga taga-Mapua. So, we'll train ang ating mga kaditi. You know, ma'am, in my previous company, for almost 20 years, wala naka-perfect ng math. Isa lang bata naka-graduate na naka-perfect ng mathematics sa entrance exam dyan sa company na pinanggalingan ko, ma'am. Or graduate, break the record of that company. German company, siya lang ang bata naka-perfect ng mathematics. Siya sabi nila, makuha talaga itong bata.
Okay, so thank you very much, DDN. So we have questions here, and dumami po yung questions natin sa chat box. Okay? So first question, or actually this is the second question. Sir, paano na po yung magiging curriculum sa CMET courses?
I have to explain a little bit. No? Actually, may mga programs yan tayo dapat na sila rin sasagot. But they can input, ma'am, na nasa, if they want to answer this.
Yes.
Captain Teresa is there, si Chief Engineer Sanyano. Pwede sila magdagdag sa explanation ko about the curriculum.
Ay po.
Simply, we are going to align to the online syllabi. The curriculum is a standard curriculum. The curriculum is given by the Marina and CHED in compliance to the STCW requirement of 1970 as amended. Sunod tayo talaga. Because, sorry to say this, but ang Maritime program is one of the core programs. Ang programs kasi namin, ma'am, ang curriculum namin, sumusunod talaga sa international curriculum. So sa lahat ng parte ng mundo, ang curriculum namin, except for the CHED courses, yung mga mathematics natin, yung English, pero major courses man, sumusunod tayo sa international. So, pattern tayo sa STCW requirement talaga. Now, in terms of syllabi, kasi online na tayo ngayon, we are going to revise a bit, but we're not going to debate from the STCW requirement. Doon pa rin tayo, ma'am. Unang-una, we have to comply the requirement of the STCW and also the BMI requirement. So, the changes in the curriculum and in the syllabi will be still compliant to the STCW requirement.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next question po. Ayan, is it required to wear a uniform while in online class?
Si mama at papa niya na lang. Ma'am, hindi na naman siguro, hindi niya. That is, actually, ang education ng bata dito sa, kahit isang institution, ma'am, kahit anong program, it is a collaboration between the school and the students, and also, ang importanteng factor ngayon sa online is the parents who are going to influence. Kahit na online or normal situation, it is, the role of the parents is very important. So uniform is not implemented. We'll go to what is really practical situation that we have now in this pandemic.
Siguro po, sir, answer din natin yung parang kasi ito yung usual concern din ng mga incoming maritime students kung kailangan pa daw nilang bumili ng uniform.
Ay, hindi na kailangan muna ngayon. I'm going to inform the admission that you're not required muna.
For
the moment, you're not required. Because it is impractical. We don't have yet the opportunity to have the face-to-face or blended learning approach. So, hindi pa.
Next question.
You can enjoy your vacation while you enroll with us.
Okay po. Next question. What year are they going to have an OJT? Does the school provide this?
Ayun kanina mamang sinasabi ko na we are one of the 5 schools in the whole country who has that partnership with the shipping company. You know, one of the big problems of the schools now, presently we have about 100 schools recognized by CHED. As I said kanina, modestly aside, I'm a member of the board representing the Malayan Colleges and Dr. Bia in the Maritime Philippine Association of Maritime Institutions. So, there are about 110 schools in the whole country, and these different schools actually has been recognized also, and because of this recognition, we have this kind of collaboration with each other, and we are part of it. Tapos ang tanong niya kanina, ma'am, ang tanong niya?
Yung what year are they going to have OJT? Does the school provide this?
Okay. The GT, ma'am, is a requirement of the curriculum. In the part of Malayan Colleges Laguna, we are adopting a 3-1. So 3 years in school and then 1 year on board. And as I said, we're lucky to have our partner company because this is the main problem now of the shipping of the schools, to have a collaboration or to have a MOA with different shipping companies. In our case, I just want to explain that effective actually last year, the owner of Philippine Trans Marine Carrier, Ambassador Salinas, had issued a memorandum that no other school should be accepted by the company except Malian cadets. So he already assured that all the graduates of the Malian Colleges Laguna will be accepted by PTC. Meron talaga kami ma'am ngayon matrix nasa siya onboard shipboard o sa onboard training office namin na kung sinong Cavite na bababa doon sa isang barko ng under the PTC, papalitan ng Malian graduates. But we have also different shipping companies, ma'am. We have different companies connected na kumukuha rito sa atin.
Okay. So, thank you, sir, for that.
Fourth year na sila mag-OGT.
Fourth year.
3 years in school and 4th year nila sa onboard.
Sa onboard. So, again po, answer po doon sa question na what year are they going to have an OJT? Does the school provide this pag 4th year na po?
4th year na sila.
4th year.
We don't want the cadet, after completing the 3 years, may pabalikan pa siya. Kasi mahirap dati, nagkaroon tayo ng 2-1-1. Pagbalik ng bata, after the 2 years siya sa school, 1 year sa barko, pagbalik niya, meron pa siyang kukunin na courses. So the companies also have difficulty of deploying and pagbalik ng bata, eksakto sa time ng trimester natin. So what we did, when I assumed the density, ginawa kong 3-1, which naging walang problema. So gagabalikan na lang ng bata dito is to comply with the BS requirement, submit all documents, and then attend the graduation, and then take the board examination.
Thank you, sir. Next po, may information na po ba about the medical exam required para po makapag-enroll sa CMET course?
Ma'am, I think I was also given the authority siguro ni Sir James and the top management to say this. We have actually negotiated with our clinic, but because of the situation that of the general community quarantine, for the moment, you can enroll in the College of Maritime with the waiver na temporary enrolled muna.
Or sir, yung tinatawag po na letter of conformity.
Letter of conformity that without the medical requirement, you can enroll, but there is a additional agreement below. Can I say that, ma'am? That in the event that
Yes, po.
in the event that when the normal arrive, there is a normal situation now, and you're going to take the medical examination, and you will be failed in the required mandatory requirement of STCW, which is ISIARA, you can transfer to another program. Ma'am, I'm going to be honest, this is not only in Malian. In other schools now, I have friends, so many friends around, and the same approach they're doing because the students who are below 21-year-old is not yet allowed to go to the medical examination.
So sir, to reiterate po, para dun sa answer dun sa question, yes, you can enroll po kahit wala pong medical exam as long as you have to sign the letter of conformity. Ang admissions office po natin ay nag-send na ng email. If wala pa po kayo na-receive the email about letter of conformity, you may try to contact the admissions office. Helplines are available. You may see the helplines, their helplines, in our website and in our Facebook page.
But we have started, ma'am, kasi I have seen the enrollees of the first year now. We have now enrollees in the BSMT and we have also enrollees in the BS Marine Engineering. So I think this has already been applied or implemented.
Yes po. Next question, I think this is more on the admission side question. Paano na po next step pag naipasa na yung conditional enrollment? So the answer here is that if may conditional enrollment na po and complete yung requirements, wait na lang po tayo ng call from the admissions office so that they can send you the payment details as well as your GSA. Okay? Next po, sir, the question is for you. CMET has a lot of laboratory or practical courses. How can you deliver these courses through online platforms effectively?
During the third term, actually, ma'am, we tried our best because we are not, we are actually off balance of the pandemic. So, but because of the experience of our faculty, we have done delivering the laboratory activities of the courses. But for this first term, because we have still enough time to decide what is the best, we are now offering only courses without laboratories. So what we did is to met the laboratory that will be offered. If God will allow us, if the Lord will going to give us a normal situation, that will be offered. But we assure that it will not exceed the 3 years requirement. Hindi ka naman kayo lalagpas. But what we did ngayon, ma'am, both Marine and Engine, BMT, is only offering laboratory, lecture courses.
Okay? So, ito po, hindi po question dito. But then again, ito po, question lang from us. Ano po kaya yung outlook ng maritime industry with the ongoing pandemic?
Presently, ma'am, I'm monitoring our graduates.
Apo.
We have every other day, we have students who are on board. The deployment continues. Okay? Kaya minsan masama ang sabihin during the first viewpoint na, you know, the maritime industry prosper or nag-progress ang employment if there are, parang masama eh. May mga earthquakes, may mga gera. Kasi if there is calamities, there are war, there will be reparation. So the vessel will going to be built and it will continue transporting goods. So in this pandemic, I don't see any different problems. Continuous pa ng shipping. Actually, the operation is still online. No? This week, actually, we have about 2 cadets who had been deployed by shipping companies. We fully monitored our cadets, man, because we have our onboard ship training office. So wala namang problem as far as the deployment of the cadets is with regards to the pandemic. There was actually a delay during the first 2 months of the ACQ, but presently continuous na deployment.
So, ano pa kaya yung what is expected sa isang MCL Maritime student? Lalo na po sa ating mga viewers ngayon na sila yung incoming Maritime students.
Other than those advantages that I have already enumerated, we can assure also our applicants and those students that we are going to accept that when you are with us, you're in the right good hands because for sure, hindi na dapat sabihin kung anong Malayan colleges sa Mapua School. We have our shipping, collaboration with the shipping company. But we treated our students like our sons and daughters. That is one thing that ever since when I was a dean, ma'am, mga program chair ko rin, we always treat ourselves na part of the family kami ng mga estudyante. Kaya minsan tatawagin yung iba na, si Kwan yun boyfriend niya si ganito girlfriend niya si ganito Because we have about one of the advantages, ma'am, kasi we have only few students, 300 students. Kaya there are companies who are asking us, friends also asking us, bakit ganun lang? When EMSA visited us, the European Maritime Safety Agency visited us, when the IMO, the Independent Evaluator visited us, where the only school was selected to be the Independent Evaluator of the International Maritime Organization. Sabi niya, I was surprised that you have only few students. Some also, because sabi niya, normally in different maritime school in the Philippines, overflowing ang estudyante, libo. Yung rason ko naman ganito Yes, business ito. This is a private school. Nobody wants to displace or not to accept students. But you know, we have also our standards too. Remember, we have also our commitment to our partner company. We have also our commitment to the companies who are taking our cadets. So if we're going to produce, magiging diploma mill kami dito at mag-produce tayo ng students who are not in that caliber, these schools will be affected. So, dito family ang pag-treat namin sa mga bata, ma'am. Kaya nga, ma'am, during the orientation with the parents, binibigay ko sa kanila yung aking personal cell number. Personal ko, ma'am, binibigay ko yan sa kanila. Sa mga bata, lahat ng estudyante ko, as our student, lahat sila may cell number ko, may cell number ng mga program chair namin, because we want to work with the parents. It is not only our commitment. We provide an education, we provide the facilities, but it is a commitment between the student, the school, and the parents. We want that the parents will be involved with us. They will going to treat us with the family. Kaya sabi ko sa mga bata, even personal. Lalo ng data privacy. But personal, you can, tatay nyo ako Ang pituan, open. Ang pituan ng ating college open. You can tell us. Because we don't want also na i-inform na lang kami ang mga bata namin may problema. We want them to be our adopted sons here in our schools. So, binomonitor namin sila kahit sa paligid kahit hindi lang sa loob ng school. We communicated. The same with the faculty that we have.
Yes po.
Kasi family ang treatment namin sa aming mga bata.
Okay, so that's a good thing to know, sir. So that's for the incoming students, maritime students. How about naman po sa mga graduates ng CMET?
We have actually meron ako ditong data na meron tracer study tayo, one of the halos kanyang kompletong tracer study natin. Ang point ko kasi ma'am, ganito eh. When I was in the educational field ako after I decided not to board, ang inisip ko kasi, ang sa education kasi ma'am, it is not only a commitment. Hindi lang ito basta-basta commitment eh. Hindi ito financial commitment. It is commitment that you are going to leave a legacy to your students. That wherever he is, nandun ako sa ilalim ng lupa. Nare-remember ka pa nila na once in a lifetime in my life, naging part ko ng family. Ang role namin na adapt sa CMET, not only me, but ang role namin, mami, we don't want our student to enter the campus, to enter the college a stranger, and they are going to out a stranger. Gusto ko pagpasok nila, estranghero sila, pero paglabas nila, isip nila na part sila ng family. Kasi their success is our success. We don't want to, in one way, na re-receive some financial. Kailan meron ako dyan sa college, sa bawal ng regalo. Basta estudyante pa, mama. Pero my point is, ang success nila, ma'am, success namin eh. Diba? Can you imagine in the future, baka marinig mo na, pag tinanong yung bata, naging successful, nakaproduce kami ng kapitan na 29-year-old, and sabihin nila, sino yung kwento? We are part of the success ng mga bata. Kasi ang even a single student na bumagsak, yung isang bata lang na talagang mawala siya sa listahan, pain na yun eh. Parang masakit na isipin mo na because you have been part of him, part of her, no? Sa process ng kanyang learning, naging lumabas siya sa dapat na right pathway na dapat niya daanan. Hindi dapat maganda yun. No? Kagaya rin, magulang din ako at may mga anak, dapat ganun din ang mga bata namin.
Thank you, sir. So, ang nakuha po natin dun sa answer ni sir ay yung their success or our student success is also our success. Okay, so ito po, may question, this is admissions related question. Ayan, so may information na po ba about sa medical exam required para makapag-enroll sa CMET course? Ayan, humina daw kasi internet niya. So ayun po, just to reiterate the answer, you just need to submit a letter of conformity in order to be conditionally enrolled. If wala ka pa na-receive na email about letter of conformity, again, please contact the admissions team. The helplines are posted in our MCL website as well as in our MCL Facebook page. Okay, so sige po, tingnan pa natin kung may questions. Ayan, so sir, may isang question. I think this will be the last question. Do you have plans to offer graduate programs in the coming years?
Yes, actually, si Sir Helmer, aming Executive Vice President, is now working in the Memorandum of Agreement with the PTC. Actually, for signing na, I don't know kung nasign na ng MUA. We will be offering a Master in Shipping Business Management. This is a collaboration between the MCL, PTC, and a Greek university. Greek university ito. They visited us here, nag-work. Actually, ang alam ko na for signing ng MUA, o baka na-sign na naman, they will going to offer Master in Shipping Management and other related courses. In the future, kasi autonomous tayo.
Yes,
po. Yan ang pinag-iabang ko eh. Yes. Na laging very young college, very young school. Ang iba, umabot ng 40 years. I remember when I was inspecting a school in Fatima University, kasama ng taga-CHED, dumating yung Vice President, sabi niya, Sir, we are now autonomous. Sabi ng owner, sabi niya, wow, after 40 years. Malayan was only about 12 to 13 years. And we acquired that autonomous. Kaya, minsan, yabang din ba? Na sabi, pagka nagsalita ka sa CHED o sa Marina na Malayan is an autonomous. It's something different. Eh. Wala tayong but we earned that. So, malaking bagay yan.
Okay. So, sir, meron pa po kayong message or final things that you'd like to say before we end this session?
We cannot assure you, parents and the students, we cannot assure you 100%, no? That we can provide everything but in your dream. No? But at least 90 or above %, we are here to help you. No? So, sa mga parents natin, be assured that once your students will be with us, whether online or on the face-to-face, our commitment is not only because we are from the school. Our commitment is because we are a father. We are also a family man that will going to provide education to our students. So, nagpo-provide kami ng education sa aming anak. The same commitment that, and also the same mission that we are going to provide to your parents, students and to your sons and daughters. So, rest assured na pag once nandito tayo, especially when we can face-to-face with each other, and by the way, my office is open. No? I can provide you with my number, ma'am, if you have the you have the paper there or a ball pen or a pencil. Please get my number, ma'am. Then Ed, ma'am. Then Ed Gigiento. Mahirap ang spelling ko. Gold Square na lang, ma'am. Si Dean, CMET. O, pwede yun. Ang number ko, ma'am, 0919-809-3701. 0919-809-3701. Marami na akong kuwan, ma'am. Mga 100,000 na sigurong parents yung nabi ko 15 years na itong cellphone number ko eh. I can accommodate, ma'am. Basta nag-text kayo sa akin. Pwede nating sikreto yan.
Sir,
Pag may mga problema yung mga parents, mga anak nyo, sikreto nyo lang ako.
Question po, do you answer outside business hours?
Kahit, ma'am.
Yun po, sir.
I was one in one of the schools. Nagkaundoy, ma'am. Almost 12,000 yung parents na nag-text sa akin. Wala, hindi na nagsisilo si Mrs. Tanda na tayo eh. Hindi, ibig sabihin, ma'am, even Saturday, Sunday, especially pag nag-identify ko na parents yan, bata yan, estudyante yan, I have really to answer it. It is also my belief that somebody will going to text you because there is something there that you need to answer. Hindi akong type, ma'am, na hindi nagsumasagot. I will not provide you my number if it is purposely for some just marketing or advertisement. I'm here as the second father of your parents, of your sons or daughters. So, ma'am, we can work together. No? Text lang. You can call me anytime. Walang problema sa bahay. I can answer it.
So, ayan. So, narinig po natin, mismo galing kay Dean Ed from CMET that binigay niya yung contact number niya earlier. So, I hope na save po ng ating mga attendees. And if you have further concerns about the College of Maritime Education and Training, you may send him a message. Pwede rin po niya kayong i-email, sir.
Walang problema. Ma'am, pwede yung text.
Sige po. Ita-type natin.
0919 809-3701.
So ulit po, sir, 919-809-3701.
Ma'am, sirs, you are my textmate this coming school year.
Ayan po.
And ang 4 na taon, hindi pa ako mag-retire, magiging textmate tayo, ma'am. Even personal problem of your sons or daughters here, even family problems na kaya nating tulungan, nandito kami. Hindi lang ako, ma'am, pati mga program chair ko, si Captain Trinida, si Chupillo Sanyano, si Dennis Dumoran, si Rolly. Ang office namin, ma'am, si Ma'am Wilsie. Ang office namin sa CMET is open. Pag nag-face-to-face na, ma'am, open. You can go to our office. Anytime.
Thank you po, sir. So, ayun po. So, hopefully, nasagot po namin lahat ng questions and concerns. So, just like I have said earlier, if you have further concerns, baka hindi po natin naisip ngayon or baka mamaya may maisip tayong questions, feel free daw to send a text message to Dean Ed. Okay po, so...
Just text me, ma'am. No? Sirs, no problem.
Okay po. So,
mga
thank
bata,
you very much
text
po.
lang kung may problem.
Okay po. So, again, this is Viewpoints, an online meeting with new students and parents focusing on the Mapua-PTC College of Maritime Education and Training. So, in behalf of the college, Dean Ed, as well as the program chairs and the faculty members, we have with us then online. Nandito po sila Sir Rodolfo Sanyano, Sir Dennis Dumoran, and si Captain Armando Trinidad. Ayan po. Ayun po. So, again, the recording of this session can be viewed in our MCL YouTube channel. So, abangan lang po natin yung link in our Facebook page. We will be posting the link. But again, kahit wala naman po yung link sa Facebook, you may search sa ating YouTube, Malayan Colleges of Laguna. You will be seeing there a lot of viewpoint sessions. Not only viewpoint sessions, but the cyber talks. Yun po yung bago natin ngayon. It's an online session for current students. As well as magkakaroon din po tayo ng Cyber Lounge. It's an online session for parents of current students as well. So, yun lang po. Again, in behalf of the CMET team, as well as the admissions team, I am Natalie Joyce Rivera, the Director of the Office for Corporate Communications. Thank you very much for joining us.
And God bless you all, ma'am. No? Please keep safe and God bless.
God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.